Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Let's continue where we left off. So last time we set up Mirage and um, basically we got a model working coming in from Mirage, and we got that model displaying. We did some debugging. Some things weren't coming through. Now let's make sure all that's working in the deployed site. So at the moment, I'm using Netlify. That's pretty simple to set up. You basically just create an account and you point it to a repo and say, run this command every time you can do a deploy. And so our app has been deployed, so let's check that out. So here's the app. Let's just try our fake sign in here. It looks like something isn't working. So yeah, let's start here then. We have let's go have a few errors here. Actually, just the console here. So looks like we're getting a 404. So API charges from 404. Page not found. So let's figure this out now. So this looks most likely like we're not running Mirage in production. We can test this out locally. So let's just open local host 4200. So this is development, so that works. If we cancel this and do serve-prod, I think. So yeah, let's see. While this is building, I just wanted to go back to one of the things we mentioned in the previous episode, and that was some TypeScript stuff that I wasn't sure about. I was getting some errors in the model. I think the error was in here, so yeah. So I wasn't sure what's going on here because we don't have a constructor because this is not a normal class. This is something that Ember uses, so the constructor is behind the scenes. So TypeScript's complaining about that. So one trick you can do to get around this is you can add a exclamation, I think, and that says that this property is set somewhere else. TypeScript might not be able to tell where, but you know that it is, and so that's what that means. So we're going to use that. Save that. I'm just going to build real quick. And let's see if this is production. We can double check that. Okay, so our assets are fingerprinted. So that means we're doing a production build here. So let's hit sign in. Okay, so we'll get a rejection. So we know it's not Netlify now. So yeah, let's go from there. So one place I'd start is probably the Mirage Config. So Mirage and config here. Let's see. I don't see anything obvious here. The next place I'd look is in our normal app config. So config environment.js. And here we have just some of our configuration here. So we're not specifying anything from Mirage because we didn't do that last time. So yeah, let's check out the Mirage website, see what they have to say about that. Okay, let's see. Configuration, let's give that a try. Besides defining routes, there's some config options for your server available in Mirage Config. There's also environment options, which you define and configure in private.js. Okay, so we want the environment option, I think, not the server options, most likely. Okay, environment options. Okay, so by default, your Mirage server will run in test mode and in develop mode as long as the proxy option isn't passed. To change its default behavior, set enable to either true or false in environment config. Okay, so here's an example, production one. So we'll just do this, and let's just add that here. Just copy it. And save that, have it rebuild, and see if this works. Production build is taking a little longer. And if you notice, my setup is a little different just because I had to actually wipe my MacBook Pro. I've had some issues with certificates. So it's a lot faster now, but also have a fresh setup. So let's give this a try again. So sign in, nothing. Interesting. Maybe we need to restart our Ember server. Let's give that a try. And while we're in here as well, we can get rid of this fast Firebase stuff here. I think we need to use that, so when we get to that point, we'll bring that back. Let's finish first. It's finished. Let's sign in. There we go. Okay, so I mean that works. That's great. So I need to actually save this here, let it rebuild, and I will push this up. And we can check that out later. It's going to have to be push that up. Now everything's working, as you can see. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's continue. So the one thing about this app is that it's going to be a multi-tenant app, meaning it will serve multiple churches, not just one church. So you deploy it once, and you can serve multiple users. And so now that we know that, you probably want to design this app in a certain way, and the way we find it so far is that application template, sign in. So we sign in, and we're mocking basically a church ID. So our user has a church ID, so that's fine. So it looks like we're in a good position now. So basically, when they reg, they get a church ID. So maybe we can do that and set up a mock registration. So registration that persists to Mirage, and then we can log in with that registration that we created. So let's start that. Just create that here. I'm just doing Ember generate G for short here, and then I'm going to do I'll call register sign up. And we'll just sign up because we have sign in and sign up. I think it makes sense. And register seems so formal. So I want to do a route and make that a pod route. And call it sign up. Okay, excellent. Here. Okay, so now if we open up our router, we have sign in and sign up. That's nice. The signing in is one thing that's not going to require for the user to navigate to a special URL, I think, for a specific church. So if they come into the app, they can sign in, and their email will be associated with the church that they're assigned to. So in this case, our assumption is that they cannot be part of more than one church with the same email. And I think that's an all right assumption. Just because we don't really want people to be in two community groups in two different churches. I don't think that makes sense. Or managing two different community groups in two different churches. But for sign up, we need to know what church they're signing up for. Okay, so let's step back a second here. One of the things so this app, as I mentioned before, is for the person who's managing the community groups and then the people that are registering for community groups. And this first MVP is going to be not really so it's more for the person who's managing. The people that are registering are not creating an account. They're basically, saying like, add me to one of the community groups. And I mean, it'll create an account pretty much for them, but it's not going to be not an account they can log in with at the moment, at least for the short term. So I think sign up actually would refer to a person who is managing. So in that case, we won't need to know what church. So because if they're signing up for managing, that means they're creating a new account in the new church. So I think this is fine. Let's just do that. So let's just copy some of this. So I have full layout component here, which actually got components, full layout, and looks like it's just some styling, some flexbox, and some colors. And then we have a sidebar layout. So the way this works is, okay, so community group. I don't know if we're using sidebar layout. I think I'm only using full layout. Maybe an index sidebar layout. Yeah, sidebar layout here. We can probably change that. That was kind of just playing around with angle bracket components earlier. Okay, so now we want to register a user, and so this is going to require creating a post to Mirage. So let's actually let's actually create our user model. So we have church and group so far. They're both really simple. So let's just do a user model. And for models, I don't use pods just because for me they make sense one space at the moment. We'll do that, and that creates a TypeScript class for us, which is nice. And so we have this empty space here, and we'll do, let's go back to church here. I think we had yeah, decorators. I'm still not used to the imports, so copying them for now. And I want to do, we don't need to do type here string default, so email, which is going to be string. Maybe we do need to type string number. Okay, maybe we need to specify. Okay, let's do that. So that was good. Email, and we'll do password. Oops, this would be a string too. So we can, I'm going to do this side here, so it's going to, just once we start adding default values or things like that, it's going to be more clear. Okay, I think that's good. So let's go back here. I like the look of this. Let's do the same kind of look here for our signup page. Oops, what's happened? Oh, both. Okay, so just copy what we have and sign up. And then sign in and sign up. And we can, oh, we forgot to add a username. I don't think I'm going to do username. I think we'll do email. So let's change our sign in to email as well. And then email here. What else? Email. Email. And I'm going to actually let's do this. There's nothing on here with tailwind that it's little. Let me change these. I still haven't installed any kind of auto formatting. I might install Prettier for improvement. I think there's a Prettier for handlebars, which does pretty much this. Yeah, we'll do that. We can go back and I'll go back and do this later, but so we actually sign up here. Just modified that. Let's go back to sign in. We want to change this as well. So we just copy that. And sign up is going to be just email and I don't know how we can start simple. Let's just start with an email. I don't know if I want to do a password. I'm not going to do like two-factor auth, where it texts or emails later on, or whatever Firebase does. We have a few social logins and email password. We'll figure that out. Let's just keep that out of our form for now, and then call sign up. Or we can also provide a link for the sign-in page. Or no, yeah. So already have an account. Sign in. There we go. We'll actually use a Ember component helper thing here. I don't remember if it's a helper component. And we'll just do sign in. Okay, that looks good. Let's give a space here. Here's the button, submit. I think that's fine. In the form here we have an action. It's called sign in, but we're going to call it sign up. We call it on submit, that's great. Now we just need a controller here, so let's just create that. So we have, let's call this route, I mean a controller. And I think import action Ember decorators / object, I think. And we can do here. Okay, so yeah, so let's see. Let's put a debugger in there so we know we can hit that, and we'll get some values. So let's set up some values here. So email is getting passed to this input here. So on input, we want to call an action, which will modify an email attribute. Let's do this email, so that's something on this context, so it's on the controller. And we want to make sure, so by default, if you do it this way, you get the event. So we don't want the whole event, we just want the value. So we do target equals, or value equals target dot value. And so that would pass, so that would take the target on the event and then the value on that target and pass that instead of the whole event. So that looks good. Sign in, sign up. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have no way to get to sign up at the moment. So if we go, let's just type in here. No, that didn't work. Let me actually cancel this because I'm still running in production here. We do have, alright, yeah, sign in, sign up. Different typos. Okay. Let's see. We can just leave that there for now. We'll deal with a password later. So right now, if we hit submit, that would not do anything. So we have a debugger here, and we're changing an email. So let's do get email. So the email is on the controller, and then we want to add we want to add the store to our controller so we can create a user. think, yeah, let's do that. So let me just open Ember declaration. Cheat sheet. Okay, that's not gonna, I think it's service. There we go. Okay, done. Let's do that. And add our service here. We'll call it, we're getting a store service. I'm gonna call it store service. Let's save that. Surprised that I have to do anything, which is the textual compiler catching up. And here we'll do store service. And we do store service dot create record and user. And then we pass email. So I'll create our record. Let's call it user. And then after we create it, we want to save it. So let's actually make this an async method. And we'll do user.save. Oh, we got to do an await before that. So await, and then we have a debugger. So yeah, let's give that a go. So we didn't check for sign up page works. Why does it go to sign in? Interesting. Do we have a redirect? Sign in. Okay, so we don't really want this here. So what should we left now? Let's actually remove all of this now. Okay, so now we won't redirect it to sign automatically, which is good. We'll have to click that. What's going on here? Is it going some kind of error? Oh. Interesting. What's going on? Oh, I think our index is assuming something. So we're assuming some things here. So let's just comment these out as well. We know this works. So our very good on it. We'll comment that will hide the bridge for now. So you sign up. Let's see if that works. There we go. Doesn't look that great. We can work on that later. And sign in works. Okay. Let's go back. And if we put in here on this one here, you can see that we get an error. The store service store service is not defined. Interesting. Just go back here real quick. Sign up controller. Store service. Okay. Why is that? Oh, it's because we call it store. So that makes sense. Property email is not in the system. So okay, let's define it. Email. Good. Oh, this is something. Okay. There we go. that's fine. And here we can do exclamation, and I think we have to import